My name is Matthew Lane. I'm the CTO of webnames.ca, and over the next few minutes we're going to be looking at the tel hosting interface, which allows people to configure their .tel domain names. .tel is a way to pass all of your contact information to someone using one simple name like johnsmith.tel or mattlane.tel. In this particular example, we're going to be looking at a personal .tel name, but it's even more important for businesses to register their tel names, and we'll look at some of the considerations for configuring business .tels in another session. .tel focuses on storing and exchanging contact information, but you can also include plain text to provide a free-form description, as well as location information. You can enter anything you like in the text header, but for this example, I'll start with something fairly innocuous. Now I'm ready to start adding contact information. There are a large number of contact information types that I can choose from. I'll start by entering my home telephone number, which in this case I'm going to make up. .tel includes a strong security model that encrypts contact information that I want to keep private and allows me to choose who I share it with, but that hasn't been implemented in this early release. I'll go ahead now and add another bit of contact information. My cell number, which again I'll make up. And also my email address. Again, in the actual release, I'd ensure that my email is protected so I can confidently give out my .tel name without fear of my email being scraped and gathering unwanted spam. Finally, I'll add in my LinkedIn profile. You could also add your instant messaging handles, your Facebook profile, Twitter name, or any of the other online identities that you may have. If we open a new tab, we can view the profiles so far. Now, we're viewing it in a web browser, but I could just as easily view it through a BlackBerry, an iPhone, Outlook, or any internet-enabled device. So, returning to the tel hosting interface, I'm now going to set up a folder which I can use to hold my business information. This allows me to separate my personal contact information from my business information. So I'm just going to pause the video for a minute and populate a few fields here so that you don't have to suffer my 25 words a minute typing. Okay, so I've gone ahead and populated some of these fields with email, telephone number, website. You can even point to specific pages if you're featuring a particular product or perhaps a promotion. In this particular case, our .tel pages at www.webnames.ca/tel, and then I've included the customer support and managed services email addresses. Now, if it turns out that you've included information that you decide that you don't want, simply highlight it and delete it. If we take another look at the tel name in the browser, we can see that a new folder has been added to the page. Clicking on it shows us the newly added information. If I want to give somebody my business information using my own .tel name, I simply give them the subdomain webnames.mattlane.vip.tel. The last thing I want to look at in this session is adding location information. Using Google Maps, I've located the webnames.ca offices and centered them on the map. Then using a JavaScript command, I can grab the lat-long coordinates and copy them. For more information, there's a blog posting at blog.webnames.ca that gives the details of this command. Paste the coordinates into the location panel of the tel hosting interface and click Save. Now anyone can find your company and get directions simply by clicking the coordinates on your .tel name. For more information about the .tel and for risk-free pre-booking of your .tel names, please visit www.webnames.ca/tel.